Hello and welcome to this presentation on how to apply to the Archaeological Achievement Awards 2025, celebrating excellence in archaeology. The Archaeological Achievement Awards are the showcase of the very best of archaeology in the UK and Ireland. And we look to celebrate all aspects of archaeology and its contribution to society and environmental sustainability. This will be the fifth year that the CBA has run the Archaeological Achievement Awards. They previously were called the British Archaeological Awards. But in 2021, we were joined by the Republic of Ireland. So the awards are now available across the island of Ireland and the UK. So we decided to change the name to the Archaeological Achievement Awards. Since then, in 2021, the awards were hosted in Scotland. In 2022, they were hosted in Dublin. In 2023, they were hosted in York. And last year, they were hosted in Wales, in Cardiff. This year, the awards will be hosted in Belfast, and I'll come on to that more at the end of this presentation. Now, the awards application is quite straightforward. There are a number of categories that people can apply for, but also there are a number of cross-cutting themes that we have set out. These cross-cutting themes apply to all of the applications, and they're a way by which we try and really highlight the wider public value that archaeology can deliver. There are 5 in total. However, one of them is a mandatory cross-cutting theme. So we really want everyone to try and address this one. So I'll go through those cross-cutting themes now. So the first one is equity, diversity, and inclusion. And this is the mandatory cross-cutting theme. Everyone must address this one. Nominations should demonstrate a positive and active contribution to the promotion of equality, diversity and inclusion, and how it has been built into a project from its inception. EDI is that activity that ensures fair treatment and opportunity for all. It aims to eradicate prejudice and discrimination on the basis of an individual or group or an individual's protected characteristics. Now, moving on to the 4 other cross-cutting themes, these are all discretionary. So we want you to try and address at least one other of the cross-cutting themes, and they are as follows. Health and well-being. Okay, so nominations, where possible, should demonstrate a contribution to health and well-being in any of the 5 ways to well-being set out by the new economic foundation. And those 5 ways are: to 1, connect with the people around you; 2, to be active; 3, to take notice and be curious; 4, to keep learning; and then finally, to give, to do something nice for someone. Our second discretionary cross-cutting theme, and third overall, is collaboration. Collaboration is a project that reaches across either commercial, academic, or public spheres of archaeology, or alternatively, you can demonstrate collaborative working with partners from other areas, such as the natural environment, health, well-being, or arts and culture. The third of the discretionary cross-cutting themes is place shaping or place making. And we're looking for nominations to demonstrate how archaeology has contributed to the process of place shaping in the work of the project, the organisation, or the individual concerned. And then finally, the final cross-cutting theme is innovation. We're looking for projects to demonstrate how innovative approaches and techniques have influenced the outcome of their projects. So they're the cross-cutting themes. As I said, there's 5 in total, 4 are discretionary. I would like you to choose at least one of them. And then 1 is mandatory, which is the equity, inclusion and diversity 1. Okay. So let's move on and actually have a think about the actual awards themselves now. So we have 5 main award categories that people can apply for. They are public dissemination or presentation, engagement and participation, early career archaeologist, learning, training and skills, and archaeology and sustainability. Okay. The winners of each of these categories are then put forward for a final judging round to choose our Outstanding Achievement Award winner. So they're the winner of the winners. Let's look at the awards in a little bit more detail. So let's start with engagement and participation. This is a broad category that can include books, publications, exhibitions, films, social media, or presentations. It can relate to a specific site, or an artifact, or a place, or a wide landscape, or any combination of those. The criteria for this award are as follows, and this is what nominated projects should show they meet. The first criteria is accessibility to diverse audiences. Criteria 2 is that the project enhances public understanding. Criteria 3, creativity and innovative design and production are followed. And then finally, multi-format outputs are demonstrated where appropriate. Our second award category, engagement and participation. This award focuses on broadening participation in archaeology in all forms and is not limited to on-site delivery or activities. Projects nominated can be on the ground or virtual, and engagement can be through a single event or a package of activities. Emphasis should be on the quality of the participants' experience and the depth of engagement rather than the number of people taking part. We would like to know how the impact of the work has been evaluated and how you have responded to the feedback from your participants. The criteria for this award, engagement and participation, are as follows. 1. The project offers high quality engagement for all participants. 2. It includes an element of co-production. 3. Volunteers are given opportunities to participate in delivery. And 4. Sustainability and legacy issues are built into the project. So let's go to our third category, which is learning, training and skills. This award celebrates training, learning and skills across academic, public and commercial archaeology. Nominations should demonstrate how the method of delivery moves beyond traditional lectures and presentations and utilises engaging learning mechanisms. Nominations should show how the training or learning has sought and used feedback from participants to improve programme design and take into account user needs. Nominated projects should show how they have met the following criteria. 1. They clearly evidence the need and targeted outcomes. 2. They demonstrate innovative delivery. 3. They incorporate engaging and or inclusive learning. And 4. They're designed to deliver transferable skills and long-term impact and a culture of lifelong learning, or CPD. Okay, let's go to the next category, which is early career archaeologists. This is the only category that an individual cannot self-nominate themselves for. This award must be submitted by a third party, i.e., not the individual. This award will highlight the contribution of an early career archaeologist. This could include contributions to archaeological work or research, dissemination, or a wider contribution to the workplace or a project. For the purposes of this award, early career is defined as an individual studying or undertaking entry-level training, or they are in their first 8 years of employment as an archaeologist. Now, importantly, this first 8 years can be after a career break or a career change and is not restricted by age. Nominations should demonstrate why the individual is considered an early career archaeologist. Nominations should show how individuals have met the following criteria. 1, they have made a demonstrable contribution either through a body of work over the last 2 years or through a specific piece of work. This could include contributions to archaeological work or research, dissemination, volunteering, or a wider contribution to the workplace or project. 2, the person has developed their skills and knowledge. And finally, 3, they have shown leadership and commitment and a passion for archaeology. And so we come to our 5th award, Archaeology and Sustainability. This award celebrates how archaeology is addressing issues around sustainability. It can include the contribution of archaeology to sustainable development or approaches to making archaeological projects more sustainable. Projects should demonstrate how they are addressing the aspirations of the United Nations Sustainability Goals by selecting at least one goal which is closely aligned with the focus of their work or project, e.g., quality education, Goal 4, infrastructure, Goal 9, or climate action, Goal 13. Nominated projects should show how they meet the following criteria. 1, the project addresses at least one of the UN sustainability goals. 2, projects show leadership and commitment to developing a sustainable future for archaeology. Okay, so there are only 2 nomination criteria for this award to keep it as open as possible and to allow applicants to say how they feel they're meeting the UN sustainability goals and that wider contribution of archaeology to sustainable development and a sustainable future for archaeology. So just to give you some examples of what this might look like, a project may have implemented a sustainable transport strategy to get staff to work or site, thereby reducing the carbon footprint of their on-site machinery. A project may demonstrate how research helps us understand the implications of climate change, such as new research into peat uplands or coastal erosion. Or a project may demonstrate how archaeology can contribute to sustainable development. So within that wider development conversation, what does that actually look like? So as I said, they are the 5 award categories. And then we have the Outstanding Archaeological Achievement Award. And this category is made up from the winners of the 5 individual categories. They're automatically put forward for the Outstanding Achievement Award, which is the evening's headline award. And each category winner will be further assessed against the cross-cutting themes and the overall judge's impression. So in a sense, the second round of judging for the Outstanding Achievement Award doesn't look at the individual criteria. It looks at the cross-cutting themes and how the judges have felt overall about the applications that have come out as individual application nomination winners. So if you want to get some ideas about what applying actually looks like, then you can actually go over to the CBA website, where there are a whole host of projects outlined from previous winners. So each of the PDF booklets are up there, so you can go and have a look at those. And there's numerous examples from across the archaeological sector about how you could actually apply and what sort of projects have actually applied in the past. What you will also find on the website is more detail about each of the criteria and an application form for each of the 5 criteria. And the application forms are prescriptive and informative. They tell you exactly what we would like you to do. Okay. And they are very clear about whatever you write, whether we're going to use it with the judges to score your application. Okay. So some things aren't used to score because they're descriptive. Other things are used to score because they're answering the nomination criteria. So in the example I've given here on the screen for the Archaeology and Sustainability Award, we would like you to give a brief description of the project, 50 words. That description is not scored, but it's really important for us to do any promotional work around it. So that's why it's 50 words. It's so that we can actually take it really easy and help promote your project. Okay. Similarly, with the outline of the project, how it was organized, 100 words there for that. Okay. And any details of project partners or funding. What is scored, however, is how the project addresses at least one of the UN sustainability goals. That is the criteria. Okay. And we would like you to write 400 words on that. And that is then scored. In this instance, it's scored out of 30. Okay. You'll find that each of the questions are given a weight, a scoring. Okay, and actually that shows you just how important it is to actually address those. We aim to each category has effectively a score out of 100, and so that makes it easy for the judges then to actually see what the weighting of the individual scores are for each of the projects. So really, when you think about this, what we're asking you to do is very clearly write the text well. Okay, so really answer the question as much as you can. You are allowed to put in supporting information. Okay. The nomination form is very specific about it. You are allowed a number of photographs. You are allowed links to potential websites, and you can include video content. However, we do give a limit. And the reason why we give a limit is not that we don't want to know lots about your project. It's because the judges have to get through all the material that's sent to them. Okay. So again, the rule of thumb we like to tell people is get the questions and the text right, and then use the additional information to support what you've said in that text. Because ultimately, the bottom line is the judges will look at that text and then see how the supporting information relates to it. Okay. So we have a panel of judges from across the UK. They do change on occasions, but ultimately we try and get people who are both commercial, academic, in the sphere of public archaeology or in curatorial archaeology to get that really cross, and indeed even the museums sector as well. And they come from across the UK and Ireland. The judges have effectively 3 rounds of judging they do. They create a shortlist to start off with. They then break down into the individual awards categories, and then they'll break into small groups to select the winner of the individual awards, and then they'll all come together again to decide who is the Outstanding Archaeological Achievement Award. Okay. CBA staff are not part of the judging process, so you can ask us any questions at any time you like. Our role is to help you apply and is to help the judges undertake the right processes in their decision making. So we do attend their decision making processes, but only there to actually ensure that they are being fair and they're following the criteria and the processes that we've actually set out for them. Okay. The awards then are held every year in a nice big ceremony. Last year we were at the Peace Hall, the Temple of Peace, at Cardiff University, which was wonderful. And there's normally a sit-down meal, and then there's it is a proper award ceremony like that. And we're really grateful to arrange and host of sponsors who actually help us put the awards on. So what will happen is once we've done the shortlist, all shortlisted candidates will be invited to the ceremony, and we try and get that date out as soon as possible so that there's plenty of time to book transport and travel and any other things. And that leads me to come on to the dates. So nominations for the awards opened the Saturday that has just gone, the 19th of July, when we launched the Festival of Archaeology in Belfast. And nominations will stay open till midday, 12 p.m, on Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. Okay. As I said, after that, there'll be then the shortlisting and then the judging. Anyone who's shortlisted will be made aware as soon as possible. The actual ceremony will be on Friday, the 28th of November at the Great Hall at Queen's University, Belfast.